Gotcha. And that specifically states that you're only allowed to come in up to the reception desk or that kind of thing?
I think that's actually come down from FPS, which is our law enforcement liaisons,
right.
And that's their rules and regulations. So they get to say you can go X, Y, or Z. I just enforce it. I'm just
How's it going, guys? Watching Watchman here, out with Amagansett Press, here in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. While I'm talking here, I'll give you a little look around at the neighborhood. And today we're at the Wallace F. Bennett Federal Building. And as usual, we're going to take a look around and take some video of the building from the public sidewalk and see if the folks here in Salt Lake City, Utah respect our First Amendment right to take video on a public sidewalk and on public property. So let's see how it goes. Oh, they're lifting something up with a crane there. I'll get you a shot of that.
Scenery here, so check out the layout.
Oh, looks like we got security coming out here.
What kind of signage we have on the doors here.
Sign here. See some security behind the glass there.
Good, how you doing today?
Excellent.
Good. Athena Services.
Yes, sir.
Good. How's life in Salt Lake City?
Not bad. Kind of warm.
Kind of warm. Yeah, it is a little
Yeah, tomorrow will be a lot cooler.
Is it going to drop?
Yeah, about 10 degrees.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, like you said, it's warm. It's really not that bad.
Nah,
It's not that bad.
I mean, at least we're on the coast.
At least we're not on the coast for many reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
hear a lot of those people are coming this way.
Yeah. I can't give my opinion on it, but yeah.
I got you. Yeah, and I wouldn't ask for it when you're in uniform.
Oh, yeah.
But how's things going around? I mean,
It's great.
another beautiful day.
Yeah, another beautiful day. Yeah, just sitting here and doing my thing, you know.
You guys spotted us quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, keep it up, though.
Is there
That's a good work.
no problems walking around the outside of the building? No. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then what's the deal with, I know right now I'm exercising my second amendment as well,
Yes, sir.
so I wouldn't want to go into the building in that situation, but other than that, what's the situation with the public going into the building to around public areas?
Yeah, you can do that.
You can do that?
Yeah, go over the First Amendment.
And are we allowed to video inside as well?
Absolutely.
We are? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll,
Just can't come past the checkpoint areas.
can't come past the check.
Yeah, because you have to screen and all that with that sidearm. We have to come inside with the sidearm.
Is there any way I can leave it with you and just take a look around it? You can? Okay.
No.
So I'll go drop it in my car.
Yeah, okay.
All right, cool. I'll go drop it in my car. We'll come back and check it out.
Sounds good.
What was your name?
John.
John E.
Yep.
Nice to meet you, Mr.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
Appreciate you. All right, guys. So we're going to walk back to the car, I guess. You want to do that?
I guess, yeah, might as
We'll
well.
come back and take a look at the inside. Oh, cool. So we'll be Be back with you shortly. Stay tuned.
All right, guys. So Security Officer Yee there seemed to have no problem with us taking video, and even said it would be fine to come on in as long as AP doesn't bring his open carry firearm in there. So we're gonna go drop that off in the car and be right back with you.
We're back.
All right, guys, we're back, and AP just dropped off his firearm in the car, and we're gonna come see what they what access they let the public get to take some video in this public building.
Federal building. We've never been allowed in the federal building before, right?
Inside? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So pretty good. See how it goes? Good.
Doing the second amendment and the first amendment audit.
Both. Good.
Oh, well.
Man, no, I want to say I really appreciate. Can I just get your name?
I'm Steve. Wiseman.
Wiseman.
Yeah,
Jason.
sure.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
How's my son Ben?
Nice to meet you.
I just want to say off the bat, I mean, very appreciative of you guys inviting us in, letting us come in.
It's no big deal. No skin off my teeth.
That's the way it should be. Yeah, well, that's the way it should be. But I can tell you, we travel the country. We go from state to state, and it doesn't go this way all the time.
Yeah, I've seen some of the YouTube videos, and it's like, what are these guys doing?
Yeah.
They don't need to be so confrontational.
No, not at all.
I mean, it is what it is. I got no problem.
Yeah, and I always say, I mean, I don't know, if there's something that you think could possibly be nefarious or off color going on, you kind of want to like engage with those people a little bit and find out what's going on instead of just shooing them away. You might, you know.
Well, that's true. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
But very cool. So where are we allowed to go up to?
So you're allowed to come up to here, but much beyond this, then you'd have to go through screening. But to get you through screening, you'd have to have an appointment with one of the agencies.
Okay.
So
is it possible to go through screening and maybe just take a look at the lobby here, the first floor?
not if you don't have an appointment with one of the agencies. If
Okay.
you had one of those, then I could do that, but then you get into where the 41 CFRs, they won't let you film on federal property without their express permission. So
if you have an appointment, you're actually tighter regulations than if you don't?
kind of. I don't know the 41 CFRs well, I just know what they told me, and they said, you guys are good up to here, and then beyond that, like I said, you'd have to have an appointment to go through screening.
Okay.
And then you'd have to have express permission to film. So like we've had film crews come in, because some of the senators' offices are in here.
Sure.
And when the film crews come in, I know that we usually take them, and they have to have written express permission from the senator's office, and then they'd have to, you know, go through screening.
Oh, to go into the individual offices?
Right.
Right, I got you. Okay.
But
Which, yeah,
public
I mean,
space from like here forward, you're good to go.
Okay.
It don't bother me at all. You can take a look around and film whatever.
and what did you say the statute is you're quoting, CFR?
It's the 41 CFRs, are these guys right here.
Okay.
And this is just what we follow. It's Title 41 of the federal regulations and code.
Okay.
And this isn't the full thing. This is just an amendment or a kind of a shrunk down version of it.
Okay.
But if you get online, you can check it out. There's a whole bunch more that you can read. But that goes over what we're allowed to let you guys do.
I got you. And that specifically states that you're only allowed to come in up to the reception desk or that kind of thing?
I think that's actually come down from FPS, which is our law enforcement liaisons,
Right.
and that's their rules and regulations. So they get to say you can go X, Y, or Z. I just enforce it. I'm just
Yeah, and see, it's because I'm not trying to give you a hard time because you've been wonderful with it, but I got to ask the questions. So, whatever FPS is doing, are they actually having statutes enacted, or is it an executive order type of thing? Like, how are they? What?
To be honest, I don't know the answer to that. That's a really good question.
And that's not a
you
good
probably want to
situation.
ask them.
And that's not a good situation for you because basically they're asking you to enforce something that you're not sure what the ins and outs of.
I'm just a private security guard. I'm nothing special. I'm not. I'm
No,
not
something
right?
special. Your mother would disagree. She thinks you're very special.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, no,
No, it's wonderful to be able to come in just for the air conditioning alone.
right. Oh yeah, it's so much better than out there. I'm surprised this late in the year it's as warm as it is.
Yeah.
I would have thought it'd start cooling off by now.
Are you guys from
Yeah, I'm from here.
Salt Lake City?
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised?
Yeah,
So
I
you've
like
seen it change a little bit.
Yeah, where are you guys from?
Colorado.
Colorado. Oh, so not really different weather.
The weather's fantastic in Colorado. I mean, we haven't really spent a lot of time here. I've been to Salt Lake City probably 3 or 4 times, but Colorado, it's like 300 days of sunshine a year. It snows today, melts tomorrow. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, unless you're up in the mountains. But
Yeah, well, Then the weather can change every 15 minutes.
That's it. No, but this is cool, man. It's nice to be able to come in and have a cordial conversation with you guys and have everybody accept that's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
You know, the only thing that I don't agree with is and I know you guys are not the ones to make the decision, but my personal feeling is you should be able, especially if you're willing to go through security and get checked for weapons and that kind of thing, you should be able to walk through the public areas of the whole building.
Yeah, and I can understand that. I'm just going with what they asked us to
Oh, of course, yeah,
right?
I get it.
Like I said, I'm just the private guy, and I'm between you and them.
Right.
And they do that. I'm sure they do that for a reason. You know what I mean?
So when they tell you that, does somebody just like show up here and say, okay, here's the line, this is what, or do you guys actually get like something in writing outlining?
Yeah, we've got a book that they add all of that to, and it lines it out exactly as it should be.
And is that anything that's available for public viewing, or is that?
I'm sure you could request it through FPS, but I
Outside
can't give it away, but they probably could.
And what is it called? What would I ask for?
I don't think we really have a name for it. It's just a book. I mean, it's just that's what we're.
So basically, just the access rules and regulations for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I just think it's cool. I'd love to be able to see the rest of the building, even aside from doing this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm traveling. This is my son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
so-
mentioned that earlier. That's cool.
So we're just.
Do you guys just do this full time, or is this just like a part-time gig just for fun, or?
It's not even part-time or full-time because it doesn't. You know, everybody thinks people on YouTube are making a fortune doing this kind of stuff. YouTube demonetizes just about every one of these videos.
Oh, really? So it's hard to even get your name out there, let alone do something.
Well, no, I mean, name out there, I just actually hit 200,000 subscribers.
Okay.
So we have a pretty decent channel, but people think, oh, 200,000 subscribers, this guy's killing it, he can retire. Maybe that's not what happens at all.
So you probably put quite a bit of work and effort into it.
Oh, yeah. And it's all out of pocket. And we actually started doing this a year and a half ago before whatever hit the fan.
Yeah. No,
So this was something, it wasn't like, the situation we're in now happened, all of a sudden we just decided to pick up cameras and go out and give people a hard time. We've been doing this for a very long time. And I have a off and on 30-year career involving photography and video work for major news outlets and all kinds of stuff. And I can't tell you how many times my rights were violated. And out on a public street, told you can't take pictures. So it's something that's dear to my heart and something I really
get it. Yeah. I get it. You're passionate about something.
Yeah.
Got nothing wrong with that.
Well, you know what I'm really passionate about the most? Our Constitution. And our poor Constitution is taking a beating these days.
It has.
So every person that can stand up for our Constitution in one conversation or one act or whatever it is helping.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, we need just like you need every vote, you need every bit of help you can get to keep our Constitution alive.
Absolutely.
It's the only that piece of paper is the only thing that separates us from the rest of the world. And military, no.
No, I served law enforcement for a couple of years.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, switched over to this side, and it is what it is.
You like this better?
Oh, it's so much easier.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
It's better, it's easier, less stress. I don't know.
Well, you wouldn't want to be out on the street today.
I mean,
you made a good move.
I could have. I've got friends that are still in law enforcement, and they do just fine. But for me, where I was in life, this was an easier move.
Well, I just think it's going to be it's a scary situation for these guys out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they all have a target on them.
Yep.
And
that's a tragedy in itself, in that I kind of feel like the idea has been swayed that they're the bad guy, and it's like, no, they're the bad guy. They're the ones keeping the bad guys at bay.
Yeah, for the most part. But there are, just like there are some photographers that would come here and instigate you guys. You might have had it happen already, I don't know, or you might have it happen down the road. But there are guys that are just going to come here and instigate you, look for trouble, try to stir crap up, do things off the camera to get you all aggravated and then come back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
we get that once in a while, and I do the best I can, just be like, hey guys, you can't do it.
No, but my point was there are bad camera guys, there's bad photographers.
And there's bad officers.
And there's bad officers. And the bad officers, as far as I'm concerned, are the ones doing the biggest disservice to the good guys.
It only takes one to make the rest of them look bad.
Or get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beyond even looking bad anymore these days now. I mean, people are actually, look at the guys in Louisville.
Yeah.
I mean, what is people are just losing their minds.
Well, and I guess the question I have is, what good did it do? I don't see it doing any good. I see it as hurting people.
I think, and I'll tell you what, first of all, you have to understand, law enforcement as a whole polices itself, right?
Okay.
So anytime you have any organization that polices itself, there's corruption.
There can be. Yeah.
Flat out, there is absolute, whether it's the Knitting Society or whether it's whatever it is. And that's what I think part of the problem is that the good guys need to call out the bad guys. You can't, the blue line thing, I get where the whole thing started, but it's kind of turned into like, oh, we're on the same team, I'm not going to turn you in. And that's not doing anybody any favors, because the bad cops are the ones that get the good guys hurt.
Yeah, I
that's
spent quite a few years in law enforcement, and I was very fortunate. I didn't see that or participate in that in any way, shape, or form.
Were you in Salt Lake City?
No, I was rural Utah.
Oh, okay.
But I never run into that, and I'm very glad I didn't, because that's a very ugly thing, because it ruins it for everyone.
Oh, it does.
Because if you have one bad cop, right, and then you get two bad cops, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, they're all bad. And it doesn't take much.
Well, now, and to play devil's advocate, I think that I would say probably 99% of people that go into law enforcement have the best intentions and have good hearts when they first start out.
Yeah, I can see that.
But then you get on the force, now your higher ups are telling you to do things you don't feel comfortable with, and what do? So you kind of get sucked into the whole thing.
Either follow the rules or lose your job. I get it.
So you don't want to go home and tell your wife there's no dinner tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So
that would be an uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah. So like with anything else, it starts from the higher ups, and that's change is needed. Maybe a little bit of reform is needed, a little bit of education, but we absolutely need policing in this country. These people are nuts thinking abolish the police is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
You know, it's funny. I hear on the TV and you hear on the news, defund the police, defund them, but they need more training. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. That's kind of like opposites.
No, I don't even believe in defunding. I just think reform. I think that the higher ups have to be held to a higher standard, and it's like, for example, the George Floyd thing, right? Yeah. Chauvin, the guy that had his knee on his neck, right? It was a 20-year, had 20 years of stripes on his arm, right?
Yeah.
So now these two guys, that one just started yesterday and one started 4 days ago, they're going to tell him what to do?
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's not going to happen.
No, they're just going to sit back and watch and be like, okay, I guess that's how it's done.
But they should be able to. If they see something going on that's completely wrong, that shouldn't be happening, they should feel comfortable enough to be able to stop that. But it's not, that's the corruption.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And it should have never gotten to that point in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, it should have never gotten to that point. They shouldn't be put in the position where they have to tell him what to do. He should have known better.
Right. Exactly.
That's just my 2 cents on it.
Well, he's been getting away with what he's been getting away with for way too long. I doubt that's the first incident that he's had in that vein,
And I'm sure there will be more things that come out later. There always is. You have an incident and it looks like this, and then by the time it's done, it's actually this.
Of course. Yeah.
And I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that specific one could be different, but usually there's more stuff to it. There's more to it, almost every time.
Exactly. And these things have to be looked at, analyzed, and judged with rational thinking, not emotion.
Right.
And that's what the problem is too. Everybody's all emotional these days, and everybody's going by feelings and.
Yep. No, I absolutely agree with you. If you take emotion out of it, then it's easy. But we as humans, that's hard to do.
Oh, it is.
Emotion
The Supreme Court can't even do it anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, it's tough. It's tough. But people. I hate the term sheep, but I hate to admit a lot of people are sheep.
No, I get
people
it.
just follow the herd, and whatever. Oh well, he's the senator, and that's what he said to do, so that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, no, I get
There's
it.
no critical thinking left, and people have to be able to.
Well, I mean, I get it. At the same time, I mean, that being said, nobody wants to go home and tell the wife, hey, guess what? There's no dinner tomorrow. I just got fired because I opened my mouth.
But you know what? Me personally, like, that comes down to personal morals and your own personal character and makeup. But I would rather go home myself. I'd rather go home and tell my wife there's no dinner tomorrow than go home and tell her I did something and somebody lost their life over that I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm not even talking about the Floyd thing anymore. I'm just saying there's a lot of that stuff goes on.
Yeah, that's true.
And it really. I think both sides have a good conversation to be had. And I think if there was that good conversation, maybe we could get something.
Yeah, the trick is getting that conversation started. That makes it hard.
That's what we're out here doing.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got to start the conversation. If you're talking about it, you're doing something.
Absolutely true. Got to start it.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure speaking to you guys because, like I said, we go to these federal buildings. Well, I've never been had anything terrible happen, but they definitely don't let us in.
Yeah.
We've been chased off the property.
Yeah, and I get it. After, like the Oklahoma City bombing, everybody's a little on edge when it comes to federal buildings. And I get it.
Oh, what was that, 30 years ago?
Still, could happen.
Anything could happen. That's the whole thing though. Living in fear is a disaster. You have to be proactive and you have to be prepared, but fear should be taken out of the equation completely. Because once you're operating from fear, you're going to make a mess.
Well, and that's, you know, I get it, but I wasn't necessarily saying fear. I was just saying learn from what happened in the past, right? Because if we don't learn from the past, we're doomed to repeat it.
Well, how do you prevent? I mean, if you're talking about the Oklahoma thing, some guy in a white van could come flying up this thing right now and
well, I mean,
boom and whatever. I mean, that could happen to any of us, anytime, anywhere, any place, and you could be as proactive as you try to be. But
and that's true. But I mean, where you have security guards here, it's less likely to happen. Where you have guys that are watching the front at all times, it's less likely to happen.
My worry is where that line of thinking, because there is a genuine concern, and there is an absolute genuine need for security and that kind of thing. But when that line of thinking starts turning into an excuse for restrictions that shouldn't be in place, that also happens.
Well, and that's a touchy subject because some people believe one thing and other people believe another. And that, like I said, that's why it's so important that we vote for what we believe in, you know, and get guys in that can control and do what they need to do depending on what you voted in.
Right.
Right? I'm trying to be careful with my wording.
No, and it's hard because you have to be able to do that without denying people their basic rights and privileges.
Yep. It's like the mask thing. My personal opinion doesn't always jive with what they want, but so like, you know what? I got a job to do, so.
Yeah, you make a decision every morning just like the rest of us do, yeah.
Yep, and when I'm at home, I'll do it the way I feel like at home, but while I'm here, I just got to follow the rules and get it done.
That's it, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. It's all about choices.
Yep.
And we all have choices. Yeah,
so have you guys been on trail for a long time, or just today? Like, have you been driving today? Or did you just get here?
Yeah, we woke up in Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've been driving all day. Just
I've been driving. Well, I mean, it's not that far. It was like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, it's a decent drive.
Yeah. Well, we do a lot of traveling, so a 4-hour clip is like nothing for me at this point.
You hit the federal building up there, and then you're off to another one.
No, we don't just go to federal buildings. We do a lot. I mean, we do all kinds of stuff. Sometimes we go to FBI buildings, jails, police departments.
Oh, okay.
Traffic stops, post offices, just anywhere we can start these conversations.
Gotcha.
You know, and sometimes they go well. And, you know, I could leave. The truth is, the way I look at life, I could leave right now. You guys could say, well, yeah, I don't know what those guys were doing here, whatever. And I could say, yeah, that wasn't, nothing really came of that. But, 6 months goes by, a year goes by, maybe something you said will pop back into my head and it'll help me that day with something, or maybe something I said will inspire you to think about something else or have a conversation with, who knows?
Oh, that'd be nice.
So we're just looking for positive solutions, and you throw a stone in the water and watch the ripple go, and hopefully some good things come out of it.
So at the very least, you had a pleasant conversation rather than have constant back and forth fighting.
Exactly. Well, you know what? And again, I'm from New York, so I kind of like the back and forth. I don't mind any of that, but we love meeting the good guys, and we want to highlight the good guys. We want people to know that there's good guys out there, but I don't mind meeting the...
Well, I hope I fall on the list of good guy, not bad guy.
Oh, absolutely. No, you guys are wonderful. Yeah, the only other thing you do is let me in the building, but you can't. So
well, I can't without
get
breaking our rules, and I don't want to do that. Like I said, if they came down and said, "Yeah, go ahead," I'd just go for it.
Yeah. What do you care?
It doesn't hurt me either way. I just don't want to break the rules and get in trouble.
I wouldn't ask you to. Well, I would ask you to, but then if you said no, I live with the no.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm a big boy. I know how to take a no.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I really do.
But we're going to keep working on it, and hopefully one day I'll come back and see you in a year or two, and we'll be able to walk through the building. I mean, who knows? Miracles happen, right?
Hey, you know what?
You never know.
More power to you. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just a good thing. You got to talk to a lot of people to have.
Right. Get the conversation started, and then you can move forward. No, I get it. I get it, and I agree with you 110%.
And I think it's great when people can actually. When I was a kid years ago, living in New York especially, I mean, you could have a full-out screaming argument with somebody, and then 10 minutes later it's over with, you put your arm around each other and go back in and have another beer. I mean, it's like it was no big deal. But nowadays, you're not allowed to have an opinion, I'm not allowed to have an opinion, God forbid we disagree because we're going to hate each other. I mean, there's no middle ground.
Some of us still exist like that, but...
well, that's why we're here talking for so long.
Yeah.
But it's all about that middle ground, because I don't have to like everything you do. I don't have to understand everything you do. I don't have to appreciate everything you do, and you don't have to appreciate. But we can allow each other to
disagree, right?
Yeah.
You can agree to have different opinions, but still be friends afterwards.
That's all right with that. That's why I consider myself a libertarian.
Yeah,
I don't put myself on either side of the thing. I just think everybody, as long as you're not creating a victim out of anybody, you should be able to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough.
The world will probably never be that way, but I can keep my fingers crossed and hope.
Hey, you know what? You got to have a positive attitude. Don't say never. hopefully the world will get to that point.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. That'd be nice.
I would like to, yeah. But you know what? That requires people to act responsibly and accountably.
Yeah, that's
And to hope that everybody out there is going to do that's a pipe dream. It really is.
Yeah,
it
no,
really
I get
is.
what you're saying.
But if we can get
but
enough
if we can get the
people-
majority of it,
Yeah.
hey, there we go.
I mean, you know, I don't want to walk around kidding myself like I'm going to save the world, but, you know, microscopic little change here and there, and if I can make some kind of difference and I go home and put my head on the pillow and I feel good about what I did today,
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
That's it.
That's mission accomplished to me.
that's it. Exactly. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys very much for being cordial and your
Of course, of course.
welcome and professionalism.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that that's what's going on here in Salt Lake City.
Cool.
And if you ever go to any like out-of-state federal security conventions and talk to guys from other places or anything, spread the word. You know, just let them, all people got to do is, you know, you have to enforce your rules.
Hey, you got to start that ripple.
No, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what the higher ups tell you to do. You have to stick to the rules. You got to stick to the book.
Yeah.
Right? But you can be cordial about it.
You guys could wear masks inside.
Sorry?
You guys need to wear masks inside like everyone else is doing.
But you don't have to wear one outside like I'm doing.
I'm asking you.
Okay, I'm asking you. So that's somebody that just wants to start an argument. You know, because if I was him and you said, Chris, I'm about masks, like, hey, how you doing? My name's John. Do you mind if I just ask you guys why you're not wearing masks? There's a demeanor you have to have with people. We're living in a society.
I can see where you're coming from.
So, but you guys have been wonderful. I really can't tell you how much I appreciate you. It's really a nice.
I appreciate
thing
you guys being nice and talkable, and we're not having a yelling match, because that's.
No.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's happened in the past, and it's not fun.
Have you had other people come here filming and doing?
We've had
what
other
they're doing?
people try and come in, and then they don't respect what we've asked them to do, so then it kind of gets unfriendly,
Right.
and I don't like that.
And see,
There's no
that's
way like
kind of like what I was saying with the bad police officers, making it bad for good police officers. Now I show up looking to do the right thing, and you've already got a preconceived notion about, before we started talking, you're like, oh God, two of these guys again? Yeah, and that's not right, because maybe I'm coming here to solve a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, who knows?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'm appreciative that you're cordial. I'm appreciative.
Yep, same here.
You know, we actually had, I felt like a really good conversation. This is great.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. So just keep having good conversations with people.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, and let's, you know, we got to remember where we come from and where we want things to go, and just not get lost in the moment here. And
Yeah.
forget what life's all about, man. It's a precious thing. You know, we're all here for a split second.
Yep, this is
We
true.
got to really appreciate it and take care of things properly. You
Yeah,
know?
of all the things, man, I'll tell you what, this life does not last very long.
No, it doesn't. No, not at all. I just turned 50 in December.
Oh,
I can't
happy birthday.
Can't even believe it. And I'm still saying in December. It was 9 months ago. I'm about to hit 51. I think I'm just going to say 50 from now on.
Just 50 from now on.
It's just, I'm
Just
stuck
never
on
change.
50. That's
It's
it.
just 50. How old are you? I'm 50.
That's it. But really, thanks, guys. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you very much.
No problem
And
at all.
like I said, you know, hopefully one day something good comes out of this conversation.
Hey, I hope so too.
Yeah,
I really do.
Really, and I hope the next guys that come by, this will be on YouTube,
No, that's fine.
of course. So you guys, you made yourselves look very good.
Cool.
And hopefully, you know, like I said, I have 200,000 subscribers.
Hey, that's
so
awesome.
a couple of people are going to wind up seeing the video, and hopefully that insert. You know, what something else we did was when we first started doing this a year and a half ago. It was all like these guys doing auditing were just kick rocks, cops would show up, all this, you know, just all that nonsense.
Yeah.
It's just ugly right from the beginning. And I said to my son, we got to do it differently. And we got to try to have respect and give respect and get respect and do things that way. And I feel like we were really responsible in some way, bringing the entire auditing community up. And people are doing things a little differently now. You still have your rogue guys out there.
Of course.
But there's a lot of guys who have really stepped up their game, and I like to think that I had a little something to do with that. So hopefully some of those guys will see this video and they'll come back and treat you a little nicer next time.
Hey, sounds great to me.
Yeah.
I really, like I said, I'm very grateful for how cordial you guys have been and respectful. This is awesome.
Yeah, same here.
So, and I feel like we accomplished something today.
Well, you and I are a
We can meet on
shining
middle
example of
ground.
what could be.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. Well, all right, I know you guys probably can't shake hands, but
Oh, you're good. Thanks, brother.
All right.
You guys have a great day. Be safe. Are you going to get back on the road? Head out?
Yeah, so, guard more. How do you guys address yourselves? Security guard more. Or, like it's like with the police, it's officer more. But
Usually it's just the last name.
Just
so
more.
like if they need me, somebody just to say Weiss.
well done, Wiseman, and well done, Moore.
Thanks.
And same to you, Lee.
Just curiosity, what's the YouTube channel?
I'll give it to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what, and I generally don't, but you've earned it.
I appreciate
So
it.
I'll give it to you. The FBI knows who I am anyway, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, like I said before, I'm just a private guy. I don't have any contact with those guys hardly at all.
Yeah.
They're up here, I'm down here.
Trust me, they all know who I am. My name's all over the Fusion Center walls, wherever you go, I'm sure. No, really, because you know, this was, when this whole auditing thing started, it was almost, I think they were almost looking at it like these guys were like domestic terrorists. But that's not what it is, that's not what's going on. And I think it's kind of come around. People understand, we're getting a lot better reactions now.
Yeah.
Even from law enforcement. We were in a University of Wyoming. We went to the University Police Headquarters.
Oh, okay.
And yesterday. And we went in, had no problem filming, same kind of thing that went on here. Everything was great, shook hands, left, see you later.
Well, hey, that's great.
Yeah, but those things never used to happen.
Well, that means you're making progress.
Well, I hope so. Me and a bunch of other guys that are out there, and I hope, you know, I hope it is making a difference in whatever small way. My channel, if you have a pen and a piece of paper, I'll write it down. It's the name of the village I'm from in New York.
Okay, what's that?
So it's an old Indian name that means place of good water. It's Amagansett Press.
Oh boy,
so
you might have to help me.
Yeah, A-M-A,
Okay.
G-A-N,
Okay.
S-E-T-T,
Okay.
second word press.
P-R-E-S-S?
Yep, and then my son's channel is Watching the Watchmen. You guys do the Watchmen.
I like it.
Yeah, so check us out. I just have about 250 videos up. He's got a bunch of stuff up there. So if you like what we do and you appreciate what I do, I just gave you a bunch of stuff to look at.
Cool, thank you.
If you don't like what we do, watch it anyway. Maybe you will when you're done.
Hey, I like it. Like you said, you got to get the conversation started. That's awesome.
it. That's all it's about. Yeah. And so maybe next time somebody shows up with cameras, I'm sure you do just by your demeanor, but hopefully you guys just give them a chance to prove themselves to be whatever way they are before you. You know, don't get anything stuck in your mind from past experience.
Yeah.
You got to remember that stuff and use it to your advantage, but give everybody a shot. Like when I'm dealing with law enforcement, just because I had a bad experience with a cop 3 months ago, a cop that walks up to me today, I'm not going to give him an attitude until he deserves one.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, so.
And you know what? I can really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Well, definitely before we wind up hugging and kissing here, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. No, really, this is the most fun I've ever had in a federal building in my life. So
good.
I thank you for that. We appreciate
hopefully you. Hopefully that happens more often.
I hope so. Well, you guys have to talk with your counterparts there, and you know, let them know that's the way things should be. Yeah. All right. Good. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Probably see you again one day.
Have a great day.
You do the same.
Are you guys going to hit the road then, or are you going to stick around for a little while?
We're going to be in Salt Lake City for a day or two. We kind of play it by ear. Yeah.
So you don't really stick around too long. You just hit a couple sites then.
You know what? I wish I could afford to stick around longer. We kind of have to put like parameters on the length of the trip based on how thick my wallet is that month. But
I get it.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
That's the way it goes.
Well, welcome, and I hope you guys have a good stay. And
yeah, thank you.
Just holler.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Well, that was amazing.
Yeah. Well, alright guys, you saw how that went. I mean, obviously no issue taking video here, and had a great conversation with these guys, and hopefully, and I'm sure they'll think about some of the things we talked about in the future, and we'll think about some of the things they talked about, and overall a good experience here at the Federal Building. It's not what we're used to, but it's what we're looking for, and we're glad to see it. So if you like these videos and what we do, make sure you subscribe to my channel and Amagansett Press's channel on YouTube, and check out my other social medias and leave a comment and let me know what you think. So, Watching the Watchmen at the Wallace F. Bennett Federal Building here in Salt Lake City, Utah. See you on the next one, guys. Out.